Red light, green light, red light, green light, red light, green light, red light, green light, red light.
Well, lads and lassies, grab yourself a pint and pull up a chair because, well, we have a great return, shall we say. He's back. He is obviously your TNT World Champion. He is one half of the Riot Cabaret Tag Team Champion. He is also the Hustle Champion and the All Nations Champion as well. The greatness is back. Tate Mayfairs, welcome back.
Ooh. Good to be back. Thank you for having me. You're right. Championships upon championships upon championships upon championships. Big Daddy. Champ, 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 champ. And I got room for more right here.
Oh, of course, Tate. We would love to see more championship around the waist of the greatness himself. But obviously, Tate, you last appeared on the show on the 18th of August of last year. It's been nearly a full year. I know. Right. I keep up to date. I know my research. And within that near year period, you've achieved such many great things. But I want to know from yourself, how do you feel you have grown since you've last appeared on the show?
Well, August, right? So the obvious thing is that TNT World Heavyweight Championship that I won in September. Now, I don't keep hold of dates like yourself, but in September, I won the TNT World Heavyweight Championship, a notable World Heavyweight Championship, a real World Heavyweight Championship. And with that history of that belt, previous owners like Gunther, JD McDonough, Bullet Club's Dan Maloney, I had now come into possession of this belt. And with that, I actually outdid, and to this day, continue to outdo every one of their runs. It's the most important TNT World Heavyweight title run in history. I said I'd do it on day one, and I have pulled it off. And with that, I have defended this title more times internationally than any other world championship in that period. That includes AEW, ROH, and includes even WWE. With that, I've also had more matches last year than anyone in wrestling, other than the only one I know who had more matches than me is Speedball Mike Bailey, but again, including all the major companies. And yeah, that's the main thing, man. I've done 11 countries now, 4 continents, and I've been a champion on every single one of them. You've listed off the championships I've held. I've worked for all the major companies. I wrestled the biggest guys. It's continuing to grow and grow and grow and grow. My life is like this, or you're in reverse. So it's like this. Always up, forever better and better and better and better. And I'd say the biggest thing of that last 12 months has got to be what I've done for TNT and the TNT World Heavyweight Championship, not just for that company, but in wrestling itself.
Absolutely, mate. Indeed. And we've got to talk about that TNT World Champion. Currently, as of right now, as we're recording, you're on day 317 of that title reign, which is quite historic to say indeed. And obviously, you beat Che Monet, cashing in the opportunity to win that title. I want to go through that whole minute period of when you came out, defeated Che to get the championship. The couple minutes, I've got to know the feelings going through your mind of that whole period.
Well, I had held this briefcase prior to this for the cash-in opportunity for quite a few months. Like it was I think I won it in like October or November, so I knew I was kind of getting closer to the end of my time period to use it. I had tried a couple of times to like find the right opportunity to do so. I don't know if Mark, like I can win a fight against anyone any day of the week. We've seen it. We've seen how I've defended the title everywhere I've gone. But I'm going to use this briefcase to its full advantage, right? I'm not going to just like announce and give it away, right? So I'm going to use it at the right time. I tried and saw a couple of opportunities. Get out of here. Where it could have been possible, but ended up it was as I got closer to the situation itself. Maybe not now. Including that same weekend, I thought about going for the Ignition title with RPD. Now, at least create a little swerve so people don't know where I'm going. And then I saw that they had this hard fought match. The championship had changed hands. I knew that psychologically, after going through that battle and finally getting to the finish line and finally succeeding, I knew that psychologically and biologically, Che was going to drop their defenses, not be in a fighting mode, be in a state of relief, of joy. They would relax. They would feel all of these things, and that's a perfect time to strike. So I came out. I saw it. Che then seemed to wake up and seem ready for it. And as I was about to leave, Visage cracked them over the head with the crutches. I was like, well, no better time than now. No better place than here, no better time than now. So yeah, then I don't know. It's all a bit of a blur, you know. These things they in combat and in stuff like this, it comes to you in the moment. I can't remember really being there. Just the adrenaline running. I see the opportunity. I see them slump by the ropes. You're right in the crosshairs. You're in the death zone right there. Jaguar tooth up the jaw, pull you in. Look out at the people because I know it's done. Twist a lemon, boom. Deep pin just in case. No problems though. And I'm pouring confetti over my body. I got this belt. That moment it comes into my hands. I know it's time. I know that it's time. And what I've said about being the greatest professional wrestler to ever walk planet Earth is about to become even more true in front of the eyes of every single doubter. I held it up, I span it around, I celebrated. No one liked it. I don't give a fuck. Can I say fuck?
Of course, man. Of course. You are the greatness. Of course.
Fuck yeah, I can. Listen, that's what it was like. And then, you know, when I got back to the hotel room and I looked at it and I enjoyed myself for the evening, I knew I got to do more with this than anyone has ever done in history. And here we are, 317 days later. And once again, I delivered on my word.
Hey, absolutely. You have delivered as well, especially on that aspect of world of the championship as well. As you mentioned, you've gone to obviously defended in England, Copenhagen, Morrisdale's as well, Belgium as well. And I believe you also defended in Uganda as well for soft ground.
Yeah, it's all over Europe, Denmark, yeah, Belgium, France, Spain. Yeah, Uganda, America, worldwide.
I mean, that is just impressive in itself. But for what you've done for this championship and really cement the world aspect of as well, do you think that's an important part of being a world champion?
How can you be a world champion? How can you be a world champion if you're not defending it around the world?
Very true.
There's so many people out there say the world champion, but only defend it in Stratton. The world champion, but it only gets defended in Wirral. Who cares? You're a liar. You're a fraud. You're a fraud. You know, I love Riot Cabaret. As you know, I'm the Riot Cabaret Tag Team champion with my buddy James Ellis. But Michael Oakley's calling it the World Championship. Brother, you've never defended that World Championship outside of Clapham. It's not real, is it, brother? Now, he's got the Rev Pro Championship and he's gone across the world with that, but he hasn't gone as many as I have with the TNT title, has he? And I don't mean to pick on him. He's whatever. I've already beat him. He's just an example because he's just an example that's there. But there's countless examples of these world champions that have never defended it out of the same. They've defended it every couple of months out of the same room. Haven't even defended it 2 doors down.
I think they just really need to take some lessons from the greatness himself and what being a world champion is, because you really cemented that status.
Taking lessons, sure. People can take a lesson all the time, but I am the test.
It's a good test to learn, my friend, indeed. Now, obviously, your most recent title defense was that Summer Explosion against Effie, which you walked away the champion. But we've seen somebody on social media maybe wanting that title back. Che Monet posted on their social media that they seem to be having an eye for you and getting back that title. Does Che worry you at all for maybe coming back for their title? Or do you think, they've had the opportunity, they lost it, they don't really deserve that opportunity against yourself again?
I'm sure there's an argument that they deserve a shot. But I don't care. I'm sure that it's been eating them up watching what I've done this last year. I'm sure they, are hot about the fact that how they lost it and the fact they never got a proper defense. But what is Che Monet compared to Tate Mayfairs? Outside of TNT, in the ring, anywhere, in wrestling industry, anywhere, online, anywhere, as a man, as a person, as a human being, as a fighter. Look, what about the bank? Let's look at our finances. Let's look at our muscles. What is Che Monet versus Tate Mayfairs? Nothing. Nothing. I've been around the world defending this against the greats. Effie's one of the biggest wrestling stars in the business today. Battered him. Second time too.
Yeah. I mean, I think it just shows if Che's going to really have to step up, they're going to have to step up to a whole new another level against the greatness like yourself, Tate. So,
of course they are, brother. It's a stupid question, really. What is Che Monet compared to Tate Mayfairs? Nothing. I'm sure they've got a lot of things running into this, and that can amp a man up, and it could give them a lot of extra, drive and determination. I'm Tate Mayfairs. Come on.
He's very true indeed. You are indeed Tate Mayfairs as well. I know outside of TNT, you've done many great things as well. Obviously, one we'll have to get into his progress because when you were last on, I remember you were with a little tuffle with Simon Miller, and you've had some squabbles in progress over that time period. So I just wanted to know, reflecting back on your little tuffle with Simon Miller.
What about Simon Miller?
Well, he's a popular guy on the internet, the old thumbs up, thumbs down guy. I mean, you still had your squabbles in progress, street fights and all that.
Yeah.
Do you think, how was it fighting Simon? Was it a learning curve, or was it an
opportunity? A learning curve.
Oh, well.
A learning curve. Oh, brother, I beat him every single time we stepped in the ring.
Well, you never know. Everyone could be getting a learning opportunity, learning.
The learning opportunity is this. I know now not to waste my time with people below me. And that's kind of why I don't need to speak on Che Monet. Like Simon Miller was in the ring, meant to do my introduction. We had got history in the past from wrestling all around the country there too. But in this situation, he's a big YouTuber, whatever. But in this situation, he's just going to announce me in the ring. And he wouldn't get my name right, or would make a mockery of my moniker. And my mistake, my lesson I've learned is to let that get under my skin and to pick on him and have a word with him, and because that snowballed into everything else until 2 years later, I'm covered in my own blood, thumbtacks sticking out on my skin, spikes of wood sticking out my skin. I broke my finger in that match. My neck hurt to crap. My kidney went into something hard, and at some point, I don't know if it was the stage or the steps or whatever it was. So yeah, I'm gonna be smarter about not wasting my energy and my time getting caught up in a squabbles with people who are beneath me, because that took 2 years of my life and a lot of emotional and physical pain I have to get through. But once again, of course, I won. But yeah, that's what I've learned, if anything.
Right. You've learned and you've emerged and on to better things as well. Because I know you were obviously in the Super Strong Style 16 tournament as well. And you got quite far in that as well until Eddie Dennis, caused a bit of a disruption to that as well. Yeah, I gotta speak the facts, obviously, Tate. I gotta know, obviously, being in the Super Strong Style 16 and losing the quarterfinal to Eddie Dennis. I know you gave him a wee bit of payback recently at the latest chapter of Progress, but just your thoughts on that, mate.
What is this podcast, man? What is this? You're going back round the past and you're going, oh yeah, just this thought about this like really like upsetting thing that happened to you, with no, like, you're not asking me anything specific about it. You're not asking any detail. You're just going, yo, do you remember this shit? Did you remember this shit thing? Yeah. Talk about it. What about it? What about it do you want to know?
Well, I know that you recently attacked him at the latest chapter of Progress at 169, obviously the devil inside, the weather level within. So I want to know, obviously, I know you lost, man. I know you lost in the quarterfinal against Eddie Dennis, and now you've gotten back at him. You've got a wee bit of payback. But I mean, Eddie Dennis is an accomplished man in himself. Do you not maybe think you're poking the hornet's nest a wee bit?
What do you think? I'm doing the same thing that happened with Simon? That's what we're saying.
Maybe.
You're trying to say, just like Eddie, that I'm the reason that all of these things happen to me. You're trying to say, you're siding with Eddie because you're saying that all of these negative things that I receive from the people in the audience and the situations I end up in wrestling, you're trying to put that on me and say that it's me who's causing this for myself.
Well, I mean, I would never say that. Of course, you're a guest.
What are you implying? You're saying, am I poking the hornet's nest? What exactly are you trying to imply right here?
I'm basically, my friend, I want to say is obviously, you've done so many great things. You've done so many great accolades. We've mentioned those the TNT, and we've got into many more accolades in the future. But, Eddie Dennis is quite an accomplished man himself within the wrestling world. Obviously not up to your level, of course, but still very accomplished. What do you think to gain out of attacking Eddie Dennis?
I know how good Eddie is. I mean, I don't know if you were in the ballroom, but what got spoke about is the fact that me and Eddie have a personal relationship outside of the ring. I watched his whole career. It's still going. It's just that Strong Style this year was I mean, last year it was maybe my year, but again, I feel like I got screwed over by the referee a little bit in the match with Ospreay. And I had the hardest opponent in Ospreay in the very first round, which I think Simon Miller was a part of conducting because he drew the brackets, all kind of rise into one another there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this year was going to be the year. And I'm not getting into everything that happened backstage, but things happened backstage too that kind of screwed me over and got in my head. And then what you saw in front of you all, Eddie was taking forever to get out the ring on night one when it's time for my match. And I've built myself up. I've prepped myself. It's really hard to get your body primed, ready for action at the right time, especially in a tournament when you're going to be fighting multiple times in a day and over a course of a weekend. So I'd got myself primed just in time for us to go out and me and face KC Navarro. And Eddie's taking forever and ever celebrating with the audience about him winning this first round match. So I played my music. I said, just play my music. Let me get out there. So I go out there. And as I'm on my way out there, Eddie's butthurt about the fact that I've interrupted his entrance and gives me a shove and calls me a wanker. I'm just like, where's this coming from? Because you're meant to be my mate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you've had your moment in wrestling and you've had your moment tonight. Like, just let me get out there. And then everyone else is cheering that and booing on me. But regardless, I have my match with KC and I knock KC Navarro out cold. Definitive victory. And then I get into the match with Eddie. And rather than have my in-ring introduction where the announcer, I've gave him the things to say to tell the world how great I am, to list off all of my recent accomplishments, have my moment in the sun before getting into competition, which again, a part of how I prime myself and prep myself for competition. Eddie snatches the microphone and he says, forget about the introductions. That's Tate. This is Eddie. Let's go. Again, completely threw me off of my game plan, but still, I wrestled him. I think he went a little bit far in that match when he powerbombed me through chairs on the outside. That's, not quite that sportsmanlike, not quite within the fines of a one-on-one contest within a competition, a tournament. But still, I got him primed. Maybe I took a couple of shortcuts here or there, but either way, I hit him with that Jaguar tooth, the same move that knocked out Case Navarro the night before. I pulled him in to pin him, but Tom Scarborough stepped in the middle and said, whoa. He's out. He looks like he's out cold. I need to check on him. I can't have you moving him around. Because essentially when you knock someone out, you don't want to keep moving them around because it can lead to further complications with CTE and stuff like this, right? And so Tom, because of what happened when I hit KC Navarro with that knee, and seeing the state Eddie was in, Tom intervened and said, "Well, let me look at this." And I, at that moment, because I was tunnel vision on Victory, at that moment I did see Eddie's eyes, and I saw them rolling back, and I saw them glazed over.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the conversations I've had with his wife, Liana, where she had told to me expressly that she was concerned about his health. I've seen firsthand, I've drove this man to the hospital to have surgeries done. He's had his knees done, he's had his shoulders done, his pec. He's not no young spring chicken like Casey Navarro, who I knocked out cold. This is a veteran wrestler who's been grinding on this scene and on a world stage for over 12 years. Progress alone. And he's a friend, and he helped train me and all of these things. And I was at his wedding, and like I say, I heard those voices from what his wife had said. And I see in him now in this moment as I let go and Tom intervenes, and I see his eyes rolling back, and I see him out cold, and I know what I've done to Casey the night before. But just as Tom Scarborough, the referee, is about to throw out the match, Eddie like puts on a facade, stops the ref, using his control, using his like standing in progress to his advantage, manipulates the ref and gets him to keep the match going. So I said, Eddie, what the fuck are you doing? Just be done. Like, we don't need to keep fighting here. I've clearly beat you. Yeah, you're clearly not fit to carry on. Even if you were, you've got 2 more fights to get through to win the whole thing. Like tonight, you're not gonna, it's done. And he said, "Fuck you." Yeah. So I ran off. I thought, right, I'm gonna have to do it then. I'm gonna have to do it. And as I came back, he rolled me up with a handful of tights and stole a victory off of me that should have been mine. Now, bearing in mind, the match should have been thrown out about 20 seconds prior. He used the referee, he used his power play against the referee. He manipulated me and he cheated a victory on me. So then later that night when he faced Luke Jacobs, yes, I did run out and knee him in the face and throw him there because he didn't deserve to go any further. That fight deserved to be me. And I would have beat Luke Jacobs. And I would have got to the final. It would have been me and Ricky Knight Jr. And finally a redemption arc for me. Because in the final of the NPS 2 years prior, it was me versus Ricky Knight Jr. That's the final that should have happened. That was the final that should have been written in the stars. It was destined to happen, and I would have got my retribution. I would have finally beat Ricky Knight Jr. in a final, and I would have been the one facing Kid Lycos for the Progress Wrestling World Championship, a championship match, which I have never been granted, despite the fact I've been undefeated for a whole year at Progress Wrestling. I have beaten the Proteus champion, and I have been given no title shots ever in the history of Progress Wrestling. But meanwhile, elsewhere around the world, 1, 2, 3, 4 championships and counting around the world, defeating the biggest names of professional wrestling. I am undeniable. I am the greatness. It's not just a moniker. It is a fact. And that was taken from me because of Eddie Dennis. Because of Progress Wrestling. That was taken from me. And why? Because I'm a nice guy. Because I showed compassion and sympathy for a man who I called my friend, a man who trained me, a man who raised me in this industry, and everyone boos on me. Fuck all of you. Fuck all of you. And fuck you for asking me a question about to go into this and bring all of this up as if it was like, oh, he beat you. So how do you feel about it? How do I feel about it, bro? I feel sick to my stomach. And then I go out, like you say, Devil on My Shoulder is the name of the show. Progress Wrestling just gone. And Eddie comes out and he tries to say that, like, Oh, he wasn't when he was going to come out and talk about me because they had advertised Eddie Dennis was going to talk about Tate Mayfairs and what went down. When I jumped the gun, I got there before him, and I started saying my side of the story. He comes out and he said, "Oh no! I wasn't going to bury you. I was going to talk about how great you are." I don't know if I can believe that. And fair enough, he did talk on many of the great things I've done and why everyone should love me. And he used that same thing that you're saying. He's saying that I bring on my own problems. But I don't think that's fair. I feel like that's passing the blame. That's manipulative. That's what that is. That's manipulation. Because he's trying to not take any accountability for the things that he did to hurt my feelings and take away from me. He's trying to pass all of that on and blame me for it. Like I'm the problem. Like I'm the bad guy. Like I'm the reason all of these things happen. Is that fair?
I can absolutely see.
Man, I need to know because it's getting in my head, man. Am I the problem?
Hey, you're a guest on my show and you've done many great things for me in the past, and I support you all the way. I think you are in the right. You mentioned that you should really have a Progress World Championship title shot, being undefeated and doing so many great things that you've done around the world.
He said, "Oh, we should team together. We should team together. Let's do it. Oh, look, everyone wants you to be good, like good guy, good guy. I've been a good guy the whole time." And then once something it stuck with me a little bit, and he said, "Oh, we'll be FSU 2.0." Oh, okay, I see what this. Oh, we'll come out to party hard. Oh, okay. I see what this is. And at first, it was nice. It was nice for once for people to cheer for me and for someone to say something nice about me in public. It was nice for a minute. And it just kept playing in my head. And as I was up there and I was in the ring and I see these people and how pathetic and stupid they look when they're pretending to have a good time. And I found myself between the ropes doing Eddie Dennis's dance to his music. And that's when people liked me. That's when it dawned on me. I have been once again duped and manipulated, and I've been told that I'm not good enough on my own, and I've been told that I need to change, and that people don't really like me. People like Eddie Dennis. People like his music, his dance. This isn't about me and him teaming together. This was about me keeping him alive. That's what that was. So I reached my pocket and I knocked the cunt out cold. That's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, I know, but I can see why. The pain, the anger, living in another man's shadow and not making yourself...
I'm not living in another man's shadow.
You are yourself, Tate. You are the greatness.
I am the light. I ain't no shadow to anyone. I am the light.
You are. I can see it. I can see the pain. I can see the hurtness. You're your own man. You're not going to be somebody else. You're not going to be another lackey or a side piece to anyone else. You will be your own man. And I truly believe that. I hope to see you get a Progress World Championship shot against, obviously, Luke Jacobs, who is the now champion. Get that title around your waist. Because I think you deserve it, man. I think you truly do.
Of course I do. I've done more with the TNT World Championship than anyone's ever done with the Progress World Championship. Imagine if I had that one too. The undisputed British World Heavyweight Champion. The things I could do for that company. But they never gave me that opportunity. Hey, I went over to America on my first trip to America. I'm on it. American primetime television with AEW. I am the most important person in professional wrestling today. All of the top guys spoke about going out to Uganda and helping them and wrestling them and giving them something of substance. I went. I paid for their food. I paid my way. I gave them the biggest fights in history. I gave them their first ever world title match in Ugandan history. I gave them their first ever championship match. I gave them their first championship. I did that. Wasn't Kenny Omega. Wasn't Will Ospreay. Where are they? Empty promises. Just like how Will Ospreay promised to fight me once again after me and him fought each other. He said, "One more time, brother." I said, "Yeah, okay, Fair enough. Have the ring, enjoy yourself, but I will see you back here soon. Another empty promise from Will Ospreay.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen what you've done in Uganda for Soft Ground as well. You were there, you were signing autographs as well for the people there. You were giving them title shot opportunity. And whether it's just people online just saying stuff or not, you went there. You made the extra effort to get on the flight, get to the country and do stuff. And that shows the greatness that you've done, mate.
Facts, real work, real things in real life. I'm real. I am the greatest. It's not just the words.
No.
Even though if you put those words into Google, you see it. I am the real. And yet, every time I walk out there, everyone boos me. Everyone has a little version of the story to blame me. I'm not the bad guy.
No, they need to see the way. They need to understand and, you know, do some research and learn and understand why they need to appreciate you and what you've done for not only Progress, TNT, but I think for wrestling worldwide, especially the British scene, because you've done so many great things. You know, I mean, I had Lee McAteer on, who's obviously the co-owner of Progress, and he sung your praises, and the fact that he's not giving you an opportunity for the World Championship, you know, it's kind of odd to me as well.
This is what I'm dealing with, bruv. I'm dealing with people saying this and doing another.
I can't stand to see that, especially for someone of your caliber and a guest of my show. I want to see you guys succeed. So, I mean, if Lee's watching this right now, and obviously, you know, what do you want to say to him to really give you that opportunity for a Progress World Championship show?
What more can I say? What more can I do? I've already said more than anyone else. I've already done more than anyone else. The proof is in the pudding. Just type my name into Google. Just look at this. Just look at the dirt sheets, the journalism. Just look at the numbers. Just look at the facts. You're either blind or stupid or you hate yourself. If you don't get down on a knee, bow your head and confess that tameness is greatness.
Truly is greatness. So now myself, I'll admit up and I will apologize. I did not mean to upset you, Tate, or bring up any bad memories. That's on
well,
my
you
fault.
did.
But I will truly apologize for that. So we'll focus on some greatness that you've done as well. Let's go on to Riot Cabaret, because obviously you are one half of the Riot Cabaret Tag Team Championships. From James Ellis cashing in the opportunity he won at the 2000 Rumble to get you guys that tag title shot. I want to know what it means to you for Ellis to use up that shot and to get you guys gold around your waist in Riot Cabaret.
All right, just give me a moment to chill out for a second.
Yeah.
Just get in this energy, because so we talk about Riot Cabaret.
Yeah.
We're talking about me and James Ellis. Brilliance times greatness. I like that guy. He's a good guy. You know much about James?
Yeah, I've had James twice on the show. He truly is a good guy.
You had James twice on the show?
Yeah, now you too. So it balances out. You both are good.
222. Angel numbers. All right. Well, the two of us have got one at the moment. Riot Cabaret Tag Team Championship. I don't know what happened with the other one. There's meant to be two, like there is with all tag team championships, but supposedly Crowley and Seshimov went out to a nightclub and lost one, or it was stuck to the floor, or they left it in a cab or something. I don't know what happened. They said something about it on the show, I'm aware. Either way, we cashed in. I love a good cash in, as you know. We won those championships in seconds flat. And there we are. The Riot Cabaret Tag Team Championships. Yeah. It's fun. I like James. We have fun. He gets it. He knows his role. And we're looking forward to, I think Riot Cabaret is one of the hottest wrestling promotions in Europe. I think they do really exciting, fun stuff. The venue is beautiful. The shows are lots of fun for everyone. You don't need to be a die-hard wrestling fan nerd like a lot of these shows. You can actually just enjoy a good night out, which is fun. And they do. They enjoy themselves. And me and James, this is our second tag team title that we have now won together. We won the Chaos tag team titles back last year. And now we've got the Riot Cabaret tag team titles. We're both two individuals who love our individual life and do our own individual things. We live in different corners of the country. I let him stay in that stinkhole Swansea as much as he likes. He has no interest in moving to West London. I've got no interest in moving over there. We're both independent wrestlers that function our own right, but there's a certain understanding between the two of us. We a couple of cheeky lads. We like to maneuver our way around in a similar way, and as long as he knows his role and he listens to me, I guide him to greatness. And look, he thought he might use this to cash in on a singles title, and I said, "You're not ready yet, brother." But I tell you what, me and you, tag title, that's a possibility. And he listened, and here we are, tag team champions.
Right, absolutely, you've done it. You beat obviously the session twats to get the title or the singular title, but then there seems to be some chaos within Charles Crowley and Teshmouth Martina. I mean, what do you think they could have learned from you guys to work as an efficient tag team?
I don't know. I don't think I don't normally work well with other people. So I can't really tell you what leads to a good relationship. I just know that what I say goes, and I know what works. So if you're fun to be around and you make me laugh and you cool me down when I get a bit angry, and then you listen to me and my strategy, easy. I don't know what works for them. Everyone's different. They're both a couple of weirdos, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
Charles Crowley's a weirdo freak, isn't he? Like, what is that guy up to? Horns on his hat. Looks like he's never washed in his life. I don't know what's going on with that weirdo. Session off. Like, it's such a shame what society has done to her, because she's a beautiful girl. She could be a wonderful, girl, but she's got this party life, drinking beers, smoking fags, grinding on people. It's not very appropriate. It's not very cool. I don't know how you can tame her and control her and make her a more normal, good, obedient woman or person. And I don't know how you could, be in any kind of tag team relationship with her. But if anyone could figure that out, it'd be me. But I'm not having to deal with that right now. I've got me and James in the World Tag Team, the Tag Team Championships at Riot Cabaret. So not my problem for now. I think I know what I'll do is the same thing I did for the TNT titles, about TNT title, about making it the most prolific run in Riot Cabaret in history. Me and James, I predict now, we're going to have the most successful tag team title run in Riot Cabaret history. We'll be the greatest tag team in Riot Cabaret history.
Oh, well, I would love to see that. I was there at All Singing All Dancing last year, and I got an amazing T-shirt off yourself. Truly a great one of the collection. So, I mean, we've got All Singing All Dancing.
The last time you got the greatness blood splatter one?
No, I got the black one with your logo underneath, and then just Tate Mayfairs underneath. Beautiful T-shirt, folks. Definitely grab yourself one if you see Tate at a show. Truly divine T-shirt. But obviously, All Singing All Dancing is coming up this August as well.
All in weekend, right?
Yeah, all in weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be a fun old time. But obviously, you and James haven't been announced for a title defense as of yet. Maybe you guys might get the night off. You could party, chill in London. But if Riot does put you on a match, I mean, there's many great tag teams that have been in Riot Cabaret. Is there one particular you maybe want to have a match with, or you think maybe we can elevate these boys and get them a good payday?
Elevate? I don't care about elevating no one. I don't care about elevating no one, bruv. I don't shy away from a hard fight. That's been documented. I don't even need to go in and defend myself on that. Like, I ain't looking for an easy night. Look at my history. Just like do your research and look at my history. I've always gone for the hardest fights. And I'll say this on that note, that like I said that we're going to be known as the greatest tag team in Riot Cabaret history. And I would say we will fight any former tag team champion or any top tag team in the country. That's who I'll face to further step along that claim of completing the goal that I've set out. We will be the best tag team in Riot Cabaret history.
I can't wait to see it, my friend, and I'll definitely be at that show supporting my boys, and I'll buy you a couple of pints afterwards to truly celebrate and have a good old time as well.
Lovely, jubbly. Look forward to it.
Always, my friend, always. Now, obviously, you've done stuff in Hustle because, and when I was over in Mexico and I was scrolling through the socials and I seen what you did to Rain Levercure, I mean, oh, cheeky Tate, cheeky mate. I mean, fair play, but cheeky, you cheeky sod. That whole thing that must have been all in your mind. You must have, because it seemed like you were being accepting and being all, things, but then you just sweep the rug under our leg and do our leg in as well. I mean, that whole master plan of yours, when did that all come about, my friend?
Well, yes, I'm a very smart man. I got fired from Hustle, and it just didn't feel right or seem right, because I think I mean, let's be honest, I am Hustle. You know what I mean? That place exists because of me. It sells out because of me. I am the lifeblood of that place. And obviously I didn't want to go. And I've been chasing that Hustle Championship since the inception of the company. And it's always just eluded and escaped me. At one point I stole it too, but I didn't own it, like on paper. I had a couple title matches that didn't go my way. I had a couple of number one contenders that didn't go my way because of, again, referees, the fans, the ring crew, always getting involved and kind of screwing me out of my way. So I know that everyone there is kind of against me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes when you're going against the grain and the force is going against you, it doesn't matter what you try and do. It's just that they're all working in unison. They're all very cohesive together. The crowd, the management, the wrestlers, the ring crew, the referees, they're all cohesively strong unit, and they're all working against me, right? So I'm going against this grain. I'm going against this tide. So I wasn't going to join them full time, but I knew if you can't beat them, join them momentarily. I know what their nature is like as human beings. They're all soft, as I call them. They all want love. They want to give and receive love, and they want to be kind to one another. They want to be sweet and soft. Shut up. But I know how to manipulate you then. I'm going to go with you. I'm going to make you feel sorry for me. I'm going to make you, I'll play that. I'll play along. I'll play along until I get my opportunity. And then I'm going to play on your deepest fears and insecurities. Rain Leverkusen's been out injured almost a year with that knee. And I know she was on a great run. I know she was having the time of her life. I know her career was about to skyrocket through the roof. It already had, and it was continuing to. And she's been trying to get better. She's been doing a rehab. She's been trying to. I knew that if I target that knee, all of the fears that she's been having, all the distress that she's been having over this last year is all going to come flooding to her. And she would do anything, so much as she would sell her soul to save herself from going through that again. So that's why I focused on that. That's why I played out my plan like that. That's why I attacked the knee. And that's why and how I got what I wanted. And same with Cassius. I'd beaten once before. He had beat me once before. But the beating me once before, again, was because of Rain coming out to restart the match because his foot was on the rope. People getting involved, bad referee. So I knew I just needed to get in, get out as quickly as possible. And I needed to just keep the refs away. I needed a different approach. So I went for the kill shot straight away. Tagged him before the bell. Got some licks in outside the ring as quickly as I can. Get a little distraction from the ref. Get to it. You might not like it, but like in life, nothing is fair. But victories are real.
Yeah, exactly. Life's never fair, but you took the best and easy route, and to get what you want and well deserved, you took the opportunity that some are maybe afraid to take.
It's not easy. That's the thing. It's not easy. It takes a real guts, real balls real intelligence to do the things that I've done. It's not easy. A lot of people, it could be right there in front of them and they don't have it in them to do it. I do have to live with some of the things I've done. But I live with a full bank account and with championships all adorned across my things and invitations and flights to across the world. This is how I live. It's a sacrifice. My body does hurt. My feelings do hurt. My bank account is thriving.
Oh, I'm sure it is, my friend, as well, because you really made Philadelphia weekend a true great weekend because you were at WrestleCon as well. And I could see the people getting the autographs and giving you their hard cash dollar to get what you want as well. Now, obviously, I'm not too familiar with WrestleCon. I've seen it and I've seen people appear in it. But for yourself, Tate, what was it like, to get that showcase at WrestleCon?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, yeah, I wrestled at the GCW Collective with Progress Wrestling. I was going to do a little something else there, but it is what it is. And yeah, did the WrestleCon too. Got to say hello to all my American fans and my international fans that are about. Signed a bunch of photos, took a bunch of photos, sold some t-shirts, sold all the merch. Great. Hung out with some of the other wrestling legends of the world. Hanging out with Ricky Morton, of all people. Yeah, it was wonderful. And I've got this US visa by way of Progress Wrestling. I will give them credit there for that. And so that's why we were out there. And then since then, I made another trip out there. I wrestled for Beyond Wrestling Open. And of course, my AEW debut. And I'll be out in America a bunch more. September, I believe. I'm going to be out there for about a week and about 2 weeks. And then again later in the year. But I'm going to save all those announcements for then. But there's more to come out in America, including next year's WrestleMania.
Tate Mayfairs in the City of Sin. That's gonna be a delight to see in detail. But let's definitely get into the AEW appearance. You appeared on AEW Collision against Daniel Garcia. I would love to know, how did the whole AEW situation come about, as well to hear a wrestling legend like Nigel McGuinness sing your praises on commentary?
Well, I mean, what do you mean? How did it come about?
So, did you contact AEW, or did AEW want the greatness himself? Or
why would I contact AEW?
Wow, I mean, you would want to be showcased on the grand stage.
They're a big company and like that, but like, do you not see how that's disrespectful to ask me that?
No. I mean,
You're implying that.
I would never mean any disrespect. I would simply say that you would.
Did you if you spoke to Will Ospreay, would you say, how did that come about? Did you contact them?
Well, I mean, never say that. Obviously, like Will Ospreay would probably be, wanting to get the opportunities he could get. He would probably want to get to any company he can get. But I mean, like for yourself, Tate, you are such a great man and a great accolades with what you've done. I would figure you would want to get into AEW and to maybe even up Will Ospreay and get the world championship that he failed to get off Swerve Strickland.
Of course, and I predict that this is something that's going to happen in the future. I will wrestle again for AEW. I will wrestle Will Ospreay again, whether at AEW or elsewhere. I will win another major world championship to add alongside my own. These are all things that are going to happen in the near future. But I just kind of think it's a little disrespectful for you to ask me, like, to insinuate that I would be reaching out and begging for something. The truth is, AEW, I've got contact there, and they had said to me when I was in the UK, before I had the visa, they had said, yo, when you get a visa and you come to the US, give us a shout and let us know. When I was in the US, they spoke with me and they said, if you can get here for this show, we would love to have you. So I said, cool, I can do that. And the next thing you know, it's me versus Daniel Garcia on Collision. So they're fully aware of the greatness. And although it didn't go my way, like I said, I was very jet lagged. So I think, Daniel Garcia kind of took advantage of that a little bit. Don't think it was very sportsmanlike of him. Regards to Nigel McGuinness, now me and Nigel have known each other, I guess, for a little while now. I guess just a year. I guess just about a year, but in that time I've seen and spoke with him a bunch. He gets it. Maybe he sees a little bit of himself in me.
Mm.
A little bit of me and himself, rather. I don't know. A couple of British bad boys. But we first met at WWE NXT. And he liked my stuff, and we spoke there. He gave me some feedback on how to get more out of it. And I've always looked up to and inspired by the work he's done throughout wrestling. And so yeah, I guess he was happy for me, and he wanted to tell the world how great I am, because he's not stupid.
Oh no, he was singing your praises to the high heavens, and I was loving to see it as well. Somebody of your caliber getting that accolade on an American TV show as well, like AEW as well. Now I can imagine as well, Tate, you must have been joyful to see what happened to Osprey and his losing efforts against MJF with his international championship. I can imagine, yes.
I don't care. I don't care. I wish him all the success and all the failure in life. Don't care. All I want is I want to get him in the ring once more, so I can avenge that loss and I can beat him. Because I know I'm better than him. I felt it. I've been in there. I felt his timing, his breathing, his cardio. I felt his strikes. I've understood his psychology. I know I'm better than him. I know I'm better than him. I just have to beat him in front of everyone else for them to know what I know. So I don't care. I wish him all the success. He seems like a nice enough guy as well. But yeah, I just got to get in there. And same with Max. Like, people always comparing me with Max. Just recently, he's been announced that it's going to be him and Oku, and that's going to be a great fight. I'm happy for them. But I've beat Oku the only time we've ever wrestled. And Max is someone I've always been like, kind of, people like dream match book it, and they've been tweeting about it, and people dream match book scenarios between us. Like, someone was talking about promo between us and this, that, the other. I met, he actually, in years, just when he first got signed to AEW, he actually stayed at my house, and so I've got history with the guy, but I've never fought him. I'd like to fight him. So any one of them can get it. Any one of them can get it. I'm just on a mission to show the world Tateness is greatness, and most people get it. And even when they do get it, I like to keep having fun with it.
Like, don't worry, I fully understand that Tateness is truly greatness, and I truly cement that in my heart as well. But obviously, AEW are coming over with All In, but they're also having a Dynamite and Collision taping in Cardiff as well.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if I could, I would advocate that should be where you could get your shot at Osprey and defeat him in Cardiff.
It makes sense. It just makes sense. Any one of them, and Daniel Garcia, I'll have him too. Any one of them can get it. I don't know where Ricky Starks has been, but I've had a couple of interactions with him online. He can get it too. But yeah, I'd love to go back to AEW, and I'm sure I will do. They said we hope to see you in the UK. Obviously, I'm going to be going back out to the States as well. So there's more left there to have fun with. Everyone was nice there. Tony was happy. Catering was great. So yeah, of course, I'll come stir the pot at AEW anytime. Same with WWE. I had a wonderful time at WWE. So we shall see.
We shall see where greatness will land as well. And I know you're actually going to be having some fun up north as well, specifically in Edinburgh, because of the Pro Wrestling Noah tour.
That's right, baby. Me and Marufuji. I said it would happen, and here it is. Yeah, Grado in Scotland is like, I don't know, is like CM Punk in Chicago. It's that's a big deal. Very, very popular guy. And then him. Let's just look at this alone. So that alone is a draw. It's like a cool thing. Marufuji wrestling in the United Kingdom. That's a big deal. Marufuji, Japanese wrestling legend, and Grado is such a crazy odd couple tag team that itself is compelling and interesting. Then you got Hayata and Tate Mayfairs. That is what a wonderful combination. Like, the best in the UK and the best in Japan, like together on a team. These two teams against each other is, someone described it as a fever dream booking, like something you just never expect to happen. But it's happening. It's happening. The sixth
Yes.
of
6th of September, O2 Academy, Edinburgh.
Crazy. I can't wait. And like I say, I know it's a tag rather than a singles, but at some point, me and Marufuji will be in that ring with no one else there but me and him and the referee and two guys on the outside. And he's known for his strikes, and so am I. And I cannot wait to go toe to toe with that man, and for everyone else to sit back and go, "Oh my God, he is every bit of greatness he said he is." And when I beat Marufuji, I stand on Marufuji's unconscious head, staring at Grado in Scotland. I live for these moments. I feel like I'm addicted to this adrenaline, this dopamine hit. I'm like an adrenaline junkie. Like I got to get my fix off of something. And what you got to understand, I've lived an exceptional life as it is. I've lived multiple lives, and they've been exceptional. So my threshold for excitement is way up here. You might get out, someone like yourself might get out of bed and you make some toast and you go, "Oh, this toast is really nice. This is a really lovely day. Oh, I love myself." Shut up, bro. Like for me, even when I beat Effie last weekend, who's like this big indie name, I felt nothing. I felt nothing. I've been at the top of this industry for a long time and still overlooked despite that fact. It gets harder and harder for me to get that excitement. You know, maybe that's kind of why I have to go down these darker paths, as other people say it. Or what Eddie Dennis was trying to allude to, that I'm something broken in me. But I don't know. What I do know is this: the thought of knocking out Marufuji and standing on his head and staring at Grado in Scotland, that tickles me. That makes me very excited.
Ooh,
And that's just day one of the Noah tour. There's 2 more days after that. And I've not been out to Japan yet, but I think I'll do something like that. Maybe Japan's calling.
Oh, wow. I mean, you in Japan, Tate, that would be exceptional to see. I mean, which companies do you think deserve to be embraced by the greatness? You know, would you want to do Noah again, maybe some New Japan, maybe even a G1?
Sure, I'd love to. All of the above. All of the above. Noah's the obvious one for now because we've got this relationship with them and I'm working with them. I've got other friends out there too. I've got friends in New Japan too, but yeah, Noah's the obvious one. But obviously, New Japan's a big, huge wrestling company as well. You know, so whoever wants it gets it. Whatever tickles my fancy, I like it.
I fancy to be tickled, mate. You're truly amazing over there as well. It is really just exceptional to see what you've done, Tate. Truly, you've done so much, so great things, so achieved so many things that honestly, like I could see people putting you on their top 10 wrestlers of the year with what you've done. You truly have deserved it. You've done so many great things. To know that, obviously, you said some fans they're wrong-minded, they don't embrace you and accept you, but to know that be some fans there that understand you and accept you and acknowledge your greatness, what would that mean to you to just see that you have that respect from some good-eyed fans?
There are many of them. We're strong in numbers. The Mayfairs Mafia, which is the name of my diehard wrestling, the Tate Mayfairs fans, and they've got the Patreon. You know what Patreon is?
Yes.
It's always like this thing where you can get like exclusive content, vlogs, videos, photos, podcasts, discounts on my store, all at patreon.com/Tate Mayfairs, and I've got a number of people there who are dedicated to the cause, who love to be close to greatness. Because the thing is, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You know, if you surround yourself with Tate Mayfairs and you become a part of the Mayfairs Mafia, and you get into and absorb the greatness, it rubs off on you. It's been shown. These people are becoming better and better every day, and you too can be part of it. Patreon.com/Tate Mayfairs. It's just, you know, and more and more I'm hearing this respect and praise, and I like it. It makes me feel good. But, you know, I need the whole world to do this. I need the whole world to bow down, bend at the knee, and confess that Tateness is greatness. This is what I need. Don't need to explain it. I've been told, you know, from the great powers above, this is what must be. This is what must be. This is why I'm here. There's no, what else am I doing here? I'm not here. I'm not an NPC like you. I ain't no loser. I ain't no just like average Joe. I'm Tate Mayfairs. I was born for this. I come from a long lineage of fighters, boxing, martial arts, from around the world. Long history. And I've been given this to show the world what greatness is.
Absolutely, mate. And truly, there will be a worldwide acknowledgement of your greatness, my friend.
I might just unite the whole world. I just might be the key that unites the whole world. And everyone can agree on one thing: that Tateness is greatness. He came, he saw, he conquered, he showed the world the way to live. He departed all of his knowledge and wisdom on us. He made himself from rags to riches. He became the greatest without any handouts, without any friends, any nepotism, any financial banquet. All on himself. Nothing but greatness. How? What's the secret? Well, no one's asked me yet.
Every man has a secret, so you kind of give it to everybody because, you know, you're the greatness. You should take it yourself and keep that secret close to the chest, mate. Keep that real close as well. Well, Tate, it's been a pleasure to have you back here on the Soul Sessions and to see what you've truly done. But before we go, one final question, my friend.
Yes.
We mentioned your TNT World Championship reign is currently at 317 days. You'll be hitting a year soon enough. I want to know, hitting a year with that championship, what would it mean for you, truly, to know that you've had that championship, that world championship, what you've done for it, to all the different companies for a full singular year?
It would mean a lot. It would mean anything less, though, I would have been disappointed with. But, yeah, I guess I'll have a small sigh of relief. But in my heart, I know it's right. No one's done more for that belt than me. No one will ever do more for that belt than me. The real thing is, what next? What do I do with him now? But I know that I am that force that keeps on going and that it keeps getting better. My life is like that, you know. So, yeah, it'll be nice to do that. It'll be a nice little milestone, and who knows? Maybe I'll treat myself.
Oh, well, I think a truly well-deserved treat for the greatness himself. Well, Tate, thank you for coming back here on the Soul Sessions. And of course, folks, if you've loved what you've heard of the greatness and want to even join the Mayfairs Mafia, I will include a link to his Instagram down below. Click that, follow the journey of the greatness, and even join his Patreon as well, because he is truly greatness and you should acknowledge him, folks. Well,
get your merchandise from TateMayfairs.com too. T-shirts, trading cards, figurines, aftershave, stickers, pin badges, signed 8x10s, the lot, and more.
Well, I'll definitely include that in the description as well, folks. Click that and get yourself some greatness merch. Well, folks, finish up your pints, put your chairs away, because thank you for tuning in for another episode of the Soul Sessions.
Woo!